Ukrainian army units have released more footage of the strike and explosion on a Russian warehouse storing thermobaric munitions near the city of Selidovo in eastern Donetsk region. Several powerful explosions followed the strike on the warehouse that was intercepted by drone operators from the 412th Regiment of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. The nearby Sontsepyok heavy flamethrower system worth $15 million was also destroyed by the missiles fired from the drone, along with its crew. Seeing that a truck loaded with ammunition was entering the hangar, drone operators blew up the hangar with several strikes and destroyed it. Ukraine struck Russian thermobaric munitions warehouse on February 28, causing strong fire. General Staff of Ukrainian Armed Forces confirmed the attack. On the same day, the General Staff said 3 more strategic Russian facilities were struck, including Ilsky oil refinery in Krasnodar region.
Ukraine is already in talks with Western partners about the future military contingent which will monitor a potential ceasefire, also patrolling air and sea space. Spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Yuri Tiki, said this. In particular, negotiations are continuing on the presence of peacekeepers in the Black Sea and our airspace. Ukraine's destruction of Russia's Black Sea fleet has created a good opportunity for this. Tiki recalled the statement by the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Andriy Sybiha, who raised the need to expand the discussion on Western contingents in Ukraine to include talks about ensuring the security of air and sea. We believe that if our partners and allies discuss the possible deployment of these contingents to ensure long-term peace and security in Ukraine, it is entirely possible to also talk about the protection of Ukrainian airspace, particularly through patrolling by our allies and partners with their aircraft, he added. The spokesperson also emphasized the need for increased presence in the Black Sea, as Russia continues to violate the freedom of navigation. We are already discussing this with them in negotiations and believe it is a serious issue that requires further discussion, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs representative noted. He added that the parameters of a potential peacekeeping mission in Ukraine could be discussed at upcoming meetings, including the European Union summit on March the 6th. The UK and France's plan for a peacekeeping force in Ukraine involves deploying up to 30,000 European troops, but it depends on convincing the US president to agree to a limited military role for the United States. The Wall Street Journal writes that the UK and France have proposed a plan to deploy up to 30,000 European troops for a peacekeeping mission in Ukraine. However, the success of this mission hinges on securing US approval for a limited military role, a move that is currently under negotiation. According to reports, the peacekeeping force will focus on protecting key infrastructure, cities and ports, including those in the Black Sea, rather than being stationed along the front line. Drones and satellites will monitor the situation to ensure Russia adheres to ceasefire agreements. While the European plan does not require the deployment of US troops in Ukraine, it does rely on American support in terms of military capabilities. The US could place air defense systems in neighboring countries to bolster European forces, while American Air Force units could be put on standby to assist if European troops face danger. The plan is set to be discussed further in high-level talks between British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and US President Donald Trump. However, without Trump's support, the peacekeeping mission could face significant challenges. European officials emphasize that American participation is critical to deterring Russian attacks, encouraging other European countries to send troops and providing the multinational force with essential capabilities that European forces currently lack. Despite this, Trump's ongoing desire to strengthen ties with Russia poses a significant hurdle. and his reluctance to position US forces as adversaries to Putin's troops complicates the situation.
Ukrainian forces have recaptured village of Kotline near embattled fortress city of Pokrovsk in eastern Donetsk region, inflicting heavy losses on Russian troops. A video published by Ukraine's Airborne Forces Command credited the 25th Separate Airborne Brigade for carrying out the offensive. The brigade has played a key role in Ukraine's defenses in Pokrovsk sector of the front since February 2022 when Russia launched its full-fledged invasion of Ukraine. The brigade's statement claimed 2 companies of Russian soldiers, some 150 to 250 men, were destroyed running that gauntlet. In a video published on Wednesday, unit spokesman Serhiy Okashev said Kotline was recaptured in a combined operation backed by 3 other formations, 15th, 115th and 1st Slav Brigade. The video also showed 3 men saying they were Russian soldiers taken prisoner by 25th Airborne paratroopers. One man said he and his fellow soldiers had been taken prisoner during the brigade's assault, adding that they received good treatment from the Ukrainians. It should be noted that the village of Kotline was invaded by Russian troops in January and was the main supply road to Pokrovsk. The operation to recapture the village comes after a month of planning, intelligence collection, preparatory training, and first-person view FPV drone attacks against Russian troops in the village, Battalion Commander Serhiy Hera said. Other images shared by the group showed retreating Russian soldiers being shelled from anti-personnel grenades dropped by bomber drones, coming under kamikaze attacks by FPV drones, and shell and mortar strikes. The village was captured on Tuesday, according to AFP. US-based Institute for the Study of War, ISW, was among those confirming Ukraine's success in Pokrovsk. Some information forces also reported that Ukrainian troops had advances in the industrial Donbas region's Toretsk and Chasiv towns to the northeast of Pokrovsk. However, there has been no definite confirmation of these reports. Russian troops were able to eject Ukrainian forces from central Toretsk in early February after a month of fighting. Chasiv was key for barring Russian advances in eastern sector of the front for a year now.